you need to carry lots of stuff a lot of the time, this is what you need. It's the new Renault Master. This is the first all-new model in Australia since around 2014. So it is great to see they've finally updated it. And it is all new. You've got a fresh design. It's actually been wind tunnel tested, very smart front end. And if you look closely, you'll see the roof line is actually streamlined for better aerodynamics. And around at the back, this example's got the twin barn doors that actually rotate right around to the side of the vehicle, giving you full access to the cargo area. And you can easily fit a pallet into the back of here, including through the side door as well. Renault has been making vans for around 40 years, so it has plenty of experience when it comes to this sort of thing. And that's reflected in sales as well, because the Master is actually the best-selling Renault in Australia. Not that there's a wide range of Renault models at the moment, but that is expanding. There's going to be a fair few new SUVs and other models to join local showrooms. Under the bonnet is a fresh 2-litre turbo diesel 4-cylinder engine, producing 125 kilowatts at 3,500 RPM and 380 Newton meters from 1,500 RPM. That's an extra 15 kilowatts and 30 Newton meters more than the predecessor. There's also a new 9-speed torque converter automatic, or you can get a manual transmission as well. They're all front-wheel drive. You can get different shapes and sizes, including a tall roof or high roof design as well if you want maximum capacity. Overall efficiency has been improved thanks to, or in part thanks to the aerodynamics, but also the revised powertrain. You've actually got 10% improvement compared with the predecessor. Due to the classification of this type of vehicle, there's no official consumption rating. All models come with a full-size spare and all offer a brake towing capacity of 2,000 kilograms. But what you mainly want to know is the rear cargo area. Look how big this is. This is a huge van. You've got hooks on the ground, on the floor, including right up at the front there, just at the base of the bulkhead there. As I was saying, you can flick this hinge out, and that way the door can rotate all the way around. There's actually a little stopper, a little magnetic grabber that just holds the door there, so that way you've got full access into the back. You don't have to worry about the hinges. And you might think, what happens if I open this sliding door? Well, they've designed it that will never hit the actual door there, so you don't have to worry. And then yeah, you can get a pallet in the side here with a forklift, no problem at all. That's how wide it is. The new model does require AdBlue. There's a 20-litre tank in here, which yeah, should last a while. And then the interior, I have to say, is definitely very modern and SUV-like for a commercial van. You've got these cup holders here that actually double as handles. You can actually grab that. It's nice and sturdy to pull yourself up into the cabin. And up here we've got 3 seats in this example. We've actually got storage underneath the seat as well, so plenty of space. You've got pockets on the dashboard, on the passenger side, big troughs up on the dashboard, and then huge overhead pockets as well. You've even got a spot for a radio. You might notice the driver's seat is slightly forward. I mean, I'm pretty short, so it is always going to be a bit more forward, but they've actually designed this on purpose to be as practical as possible, including for the passenger side, so you can jump in and out, grab things off the floor or whatever you want to do. And then the dashboard is sort of like an S shape, and it bends around and just focuses on the driver more than the passenger. So from here it actually feels and presents like a passenger vehicle. You've got a handy little armrest as well. It's on a ratchet, so you can adjust the height. And it's just really comfortable to drive along. If you can imagine, look, that's my armrest there. My hand is perfectly on the steering wheel. This is a great place to just sit back and relax if you're spending long hours behind the wheel. There's another cup holder here on the driver's side, which can also be used to help pull yourself into the cabin. And up on the dashboard, we've got a tidy touch screen. It's not too big. It's not a complete takeover either. You've got wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but you've also got your separate climate controls, so you don't have to worry about diving into the screen just to change the temperature or turn the aircon on or off, fan speed. It's all just here. You don't have to worry about the screen at all. You've also got main buttons here, like turning the stop start off. You've got the eco mode and the door locks, and you've got volume buttons on top of the screen there. But for the driver, you've got Renault's little stalk that sticks out, and it's, at first you might think it's a bit clunky and a bit awkward, but when you're cruising along, it's actually really easy to use, and it makes sense because you don't have to take your hands off the steering wheel, well, much. And you've got volume control, skip track, and then change the source or from just this little stub that hangs out. There's also a column mounted shifter, and again, that might take a little bit of getting used to, but it's actually pretty handy to use because, again, you don't have to take your hands off the steering wheel at all to change gear from reverse to drive. And if you're always moving about in and out of car parks and so on, it's kind of easier than fumbling around with a shifter down here on the dashboard. Now, obviously, big commercial vehicles and vans and so on are not my specialty, but I thought I'd test this from a perspective of a driving enthusiast, because chances are, if you're driving one of these, you're spending a lot of time behind the wheel. So I think it helps if it's a nice vehicle to drive. But I think the attention to detail and the little practical elements that have been added to this are really going to help your day-to-day life, and I think that's what's going to get it across the line compared with some rivals. For example, in the front end, you'll notice these little slots. They're actually steps. You can put your foot in there to climb up to clean bird poo off the window or change the washer bottle fluid. Easy, so you can just climb up there. Even though it has been wind tunnel tested, they've crafted those into the bar just to help with your day-to-day life. There's lots of bits and pieces like that I think just really help. I'm doing this test as part of the official media launch event. I managed to sneak away up to this private road so I can do the performance testing. Obviously, it's not made for performance, but again, I think it comes back to, if it's nice to drive, spending a lot of time behind the wheel, I think that's going to come in handy. So we'll go for a drive now and just see what it's like, see how it handles as a van. I'm not going to compare it to a sports car or something like that, but as a van. And we'll see how it goes. So firstly, the powertrain. Look, I think it is fairly quiet and refined for a van. And by that I mean vans are not usually that well insulated in terms of carpets and so on. I mean, it's nice in the front, but in the back it's like a big speaker box basically, echoey, and it's got the metal panels everywhere, so it doesn't get to absorb the sound. Whereas this, it does actually feel, or it sounds, pretty quiet. You've got decent tyres on this as well, with plenty of sidewall, so that helps to absorb some of the impacts. They are kind of, industrial strength tyres. They're not performance tyres or anything like that, but I think this does seem to ride quite nicely for this type of vehicle. Visibility is of course excellent. I've got a nice perched up view. I can see over the front end, actually straight down over the front with no problem at all. So it's going to be relatively easy to park for this type of vehicle. The side window is actually split into two. That gives you a nice clear view of the big side mirror, which is actually split into two as well, with a curved mirror down below. So it gives you a nice wider angle of your surroundings. There are 7 factory colors available, but Renault can also do a custom color for you to suit your business if you're buying fleet. All models come with a steel bulkhead for safety and security, and you can get a digital rear camera available, or you can get the little mesh net to see through to the rear windows. Another little attention to detail touch that I think is really handy and is going to help with your day-to-day life is this button down here on the dashboard. It's for the ADAS system. So basically you preset all of your favorites into the system. So you can turn off lane keep assist, you can turn off the driver monitoring camera, and every time you get in the vehicle, you just double tap this button basically, and it goes into your personal setting. It's like a radio station kind of, except you just got to hit it twice as part of the regulations. But then the vehicle's set up, you don't have to worry about diving into the screen every single time. There is good gradient logic from this gearbox. Just going down the hill then, I pushed the brake pedal and it just shifted down a gear to help with engine braking, so that's going to really help out if you've got a big heavy load in the back, and it just upshifts by itself when you get down to the flat. So that's very clever. It seems to be on top of it, and cruising along at this sort of speed, it's it cruises fine. Like it doesn't seem like a big heavy van. It's not actually that heavy. It's about 2,000 kilograms, which is lighter than some dual cab utes. So to begin with, you've got a lighter foundation. Now, in terms of going around corners, they talk about European handling and European tuned, and to be honest, you can feel it. Like, it really does handle very well for this type of vehicle. I pushed it down my sort of twisty tight section that I usually take every single vehicle, and actually pushed this pretty hard, and it just remained flat. The center of gravity seems to be quite low. Those Continental tires have a nice bite. Even the steering feels good. Like, I've got engagement through the wheel, and the steering wheel itself, it looks like it's out of a hot hatch or something. So you've got that engagement there and that capability. I think for this type of vehicle, this handles very, very well. And in terms of performance, I'll just slow down and show you the kind of kick down, that 9-speed auto. It is good that it's a torque converter automatic, so you don't have to worry about the, you know, the clunkiness of a dual clutch, and it picks up just fine for this type of vehicle. Again, I don't want to try to compare this to an SUV or a ute or anything. This is a big commercial vehicle built for carrying lots of stuff. Let's go out now and do the performance test and see how it goes.